Everyone, and welcome to the August 26th meeting of the Facilities Committee. All of our members are present, so I call this meeting to order. I need a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
The next item on the agenda is the approval of the July 20th meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Next up, Mr. Burnett, Parkwood Middle School HVAC Engineering Services.
Thank you. Yes, we have a proposal from Optima Engineering to do design and CA services for HVAC improvements at Parkwood Middle School. The projected budget is $2 million. The proposed fee is $186,000. We've have worked with Optima Engineering in the past. We're very pleased with their services, and we're requesting that their fee be approved for this project.
Any questions?
When is this scheduled to be done and the work performed?
So the design work will begin, of course, after the contract is approved. We would hope that the design effort would take place this winter, complete, that we would bid this spring, and that the work would take place next summer. That's the best schedule.
Okay, thank you.
What was the overall budget for this project?
$2 million.
It was the $2 million. Okay, so project is funded. Okay,
Yes.
That's the same. Okay.
So that
You
one,
changed your language. Okay.
Sorry.
186 would come out of the 2 million?
Correct.
Correct, okay. So we need a motion to send this to the full board at the September 7th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Next is the Sun Valley High School change order.
Yes, this is a change order in the amount of $62,272.98. It's a number of items that are listed, and there was some asphalt changes, to the student drop-off area, structural modifications, door hardware change, added a countertop and AV booth. Had additional landscape screening that was required by one of the authorities having jurisdiction, and a canopy credit. The budget for this, it's coming out of the 1920 CIP. That budget total was $1,798,500. After this change order, we expect that balance will be $1,021,829. Staff's requesting the board to approve the change order in the amount of $62,272.98.
Any questions? If not, we'll entertain a motion to send this to the full board.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Thank you. Next is informational.
This is basically it's a heads up. We may receive some notice of violations from the state for our boiler inspections. They have made a change on their end, and they're requiring that the boilers be in operation during the summertime for when they do the inspections. It hasn't been the case in the past. Some of our boilers actually are not operational in the summertime, so for that reason,
Which makes sense.
Yeah. So some schools do have their boilers working. It is how we do dehumidification. Not all of our schools will have that capability. So some of the boilers, can be on, assuming that the conditions, outside conditions, would allow for them to come on. But others just won't be on. But what they recognize the issue, and they're giving us until November 30th to turn on our boilers and have those inspected. So it's just a heads up. We might be receiving some notice of violations. Just wanted you to know what the deal was beforehand.
If that happens, Dave, can you appeal under the fact that they changed the rules and that sometimes this may or may not be an appropriate time to test the boilers? I mean, I assume, is there an appeal process or some kind of waiver we can get?
We really don't need to go there. We don't
Okay.
have to do that.
So there aren't going to be fines or?
No, we're not
Okay.
anticipating. So we will, we will have until November 30th,
Okay.
to have it re-inspected and pass.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So basically, before, you had the boiler was not on, now the boiler has to be on
Right.
to inspect.
Right, they would do an external inspection, but now they want to have the boiler operating, so their inspection can be more detailed.
Okay, which is better conducive in the wintertime when it's running.
Right.
Right,
Okay.
that's right.
So you would think that they would do them in the wintertime?
So do they give you a heads up as far as what the date is going to be when they come to do that inspection so that we can get it up and running and be prepared? Or is it kind of like transportation when they show up and just inspect?
So for those schools where it's just not possible, so, and what I mean by that is, we have many schools that are two-pipe system. And if we can't quickly, change that, convert that from air conditioning, cooling, to heating, then that boiler stays off. And that's way too much of an effort, to get that boiler up and running, and plus the, the impact to the school. So, and they recognize that, they understand that, so that's why they're giving us the additional time.
Okay.
Question too, what if we have a hot November or it's a couple of weeks of hotness and we can't get the boiler running?
Well, yeah, we will work through that. If we have a hot November, we certainly will be communicating that. But we, at some point, we do have to make the conversion. Usually it's after October, so the month of November is a reasonable time to make that conversion. But there are those few schools that, it's either heat or it's cooling. But for the most part, many other schools, it's not that to that extent.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is the summer project status. I appreciate this very much, that we can see where we are. I have a couple questions.
Sure.
The Parkwood Middle School driveway improvement so I picked out the ones that are in the 60s. So when do we think that will be finished?
That's certainly.
I said yes, I'd like to know that too.
Yeah, that's a big one right now, and we are expecting that the contractor will be placing stone on that parking lot today. We had our fingers crossed and was hoping that it would have happened yesterday, but we're at that point. The lights, pole lights are in, stone should be going down today. We hope that asphalt will be, tomorrow or this weekend. So really, we're about, we'll say a week. Weather dependent, it certainly can impact it, but we're in the neighborhood.
So by
of-
after Labor Day will be,
That's certainly, fingers crossed, yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Now, the project won't be complete.
Right,
but
of
we
course.
do
Groundwork and
expect,
stuff like that to do
Right.
after the.
they'll have to stripe, things like that. We actually have some other work, that's
Right.
going on, but the focus is getting this front entrance.
Exactly.
Operational.
Are we putting new lights in the front also? Like,
We do have
area lights,
lights, yeah,
okay.
they actually were installed yesterday,
okay.
Okay.
or the day before,
So-
one of the two.
The other one was Wesley Chapel, the sidewalk improvements. Is that just part of the road going, the driveway going in, or no, it's not? Okay.
I believe that, and Danny give you the heads up, I believe that is actually back at the boiler area, and we have water that is sloping down.
Back by the
into
cafeteria?
Yeah,
Okay,
and it's,
Okay.
so it's, if I've got the right one,
Okay.
we do have concrete work,
That's fine.
that's scheduled for there.
and what about Weddington Elementary School's not on here for the parking lot?
Right, and when we did this, that percentage was too low.
Was zero. Yeah.
It is underway.
It is, okay,
Yeah.
good to hear.
And we
Okay.
certainly expect that, early September,
Okay,
that
good.
that'll be complete. And the main thing, the main concern we've had all along with that is, of course, we have to maintain two-way traffic on that driveway.
Okay.
And as long as we do that, we aren't hurting anything, compared to how they've been historically.
Wesley Chapel painting the outdoor, that's getting close, right? I
Yeah,
drive by it all the time.
It
so
is, and we stopped the contractor because of school.
Right.
And we had told them, don't
Weekends
work.
only, yeah. But they are out there on the weekends, so
Yeah.
I see them all the time, so, okay. Any other questions?
I really like the circle
I like this too, thank you.
I'd like to
Okay.
see it ongoing.
And it's
Okay.
nice that people can look at it and see where we are too. So
Okay.
Thank you very much for that, I appreciate it, whoever did it. Thanks.
It was actually all of our managers put it together, and Lauren helped put the spreadsheet,
Thank you very
into
much.
one instead of
That's
5
awesome.
different spreadsheets, so.
Okay, so change order updates, these are just an FYI. So we are adding the skirt to the stadium visitor front at the Piedmont football stadium, which is great.
Yeah, and that's going to match the home side.
That's awesome, thank you for doing that, okay?
I would like to say I went by and visited Piedmont and checked out the softball, baseball, visitor stand, and I have to say, after, the first time I went out to Piedmont was back in 2013, and seeing half of a stadium, and now seeing a complete stadium, the work and all the fields look very, very
They
nice.
do.
Yeah.
And minimal impact to the baseball field. I mean, I was extremely
Looks really
impressed.
nice. And the the additional
for saying that.
practice fields that got
It
put
looks
in,
so good.
there's 3 of them, or 2.5 of them, I guess, is the way to say it. But it's nice that they have that now,
Right.
so it's great.
Yeah, and we do think that, we've helped their erosion or their drainage
Drainage
situation out
issues,
there.
yep.
And
Awesome.
that, so it's a long-term fix, and it looks much better, and
And did you go inside? The locker rooms have been
I
run?
did
you
not
did?
walk
It's
inside,
nice.
because there were a lot of students
Students were, yeah.
there when I went through. But, so there are columns, and fencing that's gonna be put out,
Oh,
by the
the
road.
brick piers,
By the
yes.
softball field. I think that still is waiting to be complete maybe, or
The-
is it complete now?
The metal pieces in between the stanchions aren't there yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
It's like Sun
are-
Valley.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's very much like that. It's brick pier, architectural metal fence in between.
I
But-
recognize that. So has that been ordered? Is it just on the
Oh,
way? or
yes,
is it all-
yes, yeah.
Okay, do you
And-
know when that will be
I
installed?
don't, and I certainly can get back with you
So
on that.
it
If it's
looks
not
great.
When
in.
when they did the brick things, and they were there for 3 months before. I guess getting fencing is really hard to get in because of metal and wood now.
So was that not ordered when Sun Valley's was ordered, or?
So this.
Because it looks identical.
Yeah, so basically, it's the same spec, but not ordered at the same time. Different
Mm-hmm. Okay,
project, different
okay.
contractor, different, timing.
It looks nice,
It-
though.
I know it will look very, very nice, but
Good.
the fields and everything look incredible, and I am so happy that Piedmont has a complete stadium after all these years. So thank you.
Anything else on the change orders? Nope. Building and zoning permits are just an FYI. Our next meeting is on September 23rd at 9 a.m. And I need a motion to go into closed session pursuant to NCGS 143, 318, 10, and 11 to review minutes from prior closed session meetings, and NCGS 143, 318, 11A3 to consult with an attorney in order to preserve the attorney-client privilege between the attorney and the public body, which privilege is hereby acknowledged, and NCGS 143, 318, 11A5 to discuss the purchase of property.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you.